Hello everyone, welcome to today's video review. This video is a review for the AdminLTE plugin for Appgini version 23.3.15. This has been released on 15th March 2023. So these videos are basically meant to explain and have a deeper insight into the changes and the improvements we've made in each and every release that we make. This ensures that we are making it possible for our users or the clients to know what changes we've made by having explanations. Apart from having the documentation, the video will also guide you so that you can know what exactly we have changed and how to do certain things that are required to be done. Okay, so as usual, we'll just dive right into the changes that we've made. So the first change we made is we added the import CSV button visibility on the table view page. So we had a bug, like we had the import CSV button menu here, so it was only visible for admin users, so other users will not be able to see it. So to work around that, we took this button to the table view page. So here on this page, you can now see import CSV button at the far right there. So this one means that if you're allowed, like a user who is allowed to import CSV, they can now just import it from the table view here. So if you click import CSV, it will bring you the menu to import the CSV right here. So you can import whatever CSV file you want automatically, select the table and proceed the entire process as normal. So the button will always be here. So this one is fixed, so every user group that is allowed to do that will be shown there. So also did another fix for custom pages display on assigned table groups. So we have the custom pages here. So if you assign the custom page to a given group, like let's see, you assign it to this table group extras right here. Okay, so previously when you do extras, so these table groups have like they're represented by they're in an array, then they're represented by their key ID. Like this one is 0, 1, 2, 3. So at this point, this is at 3. When this user is logged in, the admin is logged in, and this table group is at 3. So if someone else logs in and they have no access to extras menu, or no, not even extras menu, let's say operations menu. For example, operations menu is not there. So you will find that this one is 0, 1, 2. So this will be 2 for that particular user. So you'll find that if you have assigned like this menu, so this custom page here, it will be looking for menu 3 and it will not find it. So this page was not being displayed, but we have fixed that right now. The custom pages will now stick even if you remove this and this groups for that user. The user cannot access those ones, but the page will still be displayed in this menu extras there. So that was a bug that we noticed, and we have now fixed it, so all the custom pages will be displayed correctly. Then we had another minor bug fix for the UI translator tool. So as you know that we published a UI translator tool, this one right here. So this tool enables you to translate the UI of the AdminLTE plugin without going to the code itself. Okay, so you can just translate it from this UI here. So you can translate all the strings. And the good thing about this, if new strings are added in a new version release that we have, they will be just available here. You won't have to go and manually update the default lang script to add the new strings. They will be here, and you just find them and translate them here and save. So the thing that was happening is if you saved some like this one, for example here, if you saved it, it will put underscores in these spaces here. So that will mean this string is not named that way, but it saves with underscores to replace the spaces. But we fix that bug right now. If you save, it will just remain the way it is, and it will save the translation the way it is. And we also made this save translations button to be a floating button. We realized that, you see, this page is very long, very long. So if you want to save, you have to go, let's say you have edited something here, this one. So you want to save, you have to scroll all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, so it is time consuming. So to just save you a bit of a second, you just put it floating here. So wherever you edit, wherever you are, you can save from wherever you are. So if you save here, you can save right from there, and the changes will be saved without any problem. So if you refresh the page, it brings the content there. Okay, so that's it about that tool. If you're using it now, you need to update the code. Now you need to go to the gist, GitHub gist for that code from our documentation, copy the new code there, and update your code right here from the pages builder. Like if you come to the custom pages builder here, you go to your translator tool, edits, then if you edit this, the whole of this code. So you just have to select everything, delete it, and replace it with the new code from the GitHub gist. So because the code is already updated, so if you go here, you'll see translator tool, CV2 is here. So you just copy everything here, click in, copy everything, and paste it right here. Remove the whole code here and paste it here. This is the simple way to update that. So another thing, we added another tool. So as we had mentioned earlier, we'll be having many other tools. We'll be adding them to our collection on our documentation right here. So those custom tools can be found here and on advanced code snippets. So advanced code snippets, you can find all the tools that we have. Right now we have 6 of them so far. So we have covered all of them up to tool number 4, custom login options. Right now we have JSON database viewer tool. So this is what we have added, that one. So the purpose of this tool is to keep track of all your application's settings and data stored in JSON format. You can now view this data and see if they were actually saved. So some users complain that they have saved some settings that are not applied due to one reason or another. Maybe their platform does not allow writing into files, but now you can see all the files that we saved to data here. You can now read. You cannot modify this data here because the data is modified in other scripts, but this one just allows you to see, to have a visibility of the data that is stored, so you can confirm if the data is stored there or not. Yeah, so this is just a tool to make you see the data that you stored there. So you can also create the same tool by following the instructions here, going to the page builder, providing the name of the page icon, select the table group on your menu that you want it to be placed, select the member group, which groups can access this database via tool. So this one has sensitive data, so you consider putting it for only the admins or any other group that you think can only access that data there, because it's not for everyone to see your application data. So this member group, you should choose it wisely. Then create page, then go to the edit the code, then go to this gist code here and paste. Simple as that. Okay, then let's look at the other thing. We fixed a bug on the reports menu creation. So if you go to the reports menu here, reports builder. Okay, so here we have this, reports menu is here, so you can define which groups can access this reports menu here. So if you don't want any group to see this menu, you can just unselect it or select those ones you want to access. But the thing that we're talking about is this. Okay, so if you come here and say okay, not even that, so let's create one. Then we have this one here and say looker field is a label field is a looker field. So the parent table was not displaying. Okay, so some users complained that this is a bug that was introduced in our previous release, version 23.3.1. So that's this bug that was there, but it has been fixed now. The parent tables, if your lookup field is a label field, is a lookup field, then the parent tables, you can select which parent table does it come from. So it's easier now for you to select the parent field there. think that's sorted now. It should display properly. Then we have adding an alert on the settings. So if you go to the menu, app settings, then go to the general settings, you will see these two things right here. So these ones, they're just alerts to tell you if your environment allows you to create files and to read files. Okay, so this one is because our application uses a lot of operations to write to files, to read from files. This includes the dashboard files, the settings files, and even your hook files. Sometimes we modify some code there, even some Appgini files, so we can do that. So if your environment does not allow that, you may find that the application will not be able to write to those files and changes will not be applied. So you may not be able to see this dashboard applied here. So some users complain, oh, the application is not saving the changes, or the changes they have saved that do not reflect. So if this one is, if your environment does not allow, you'll see a red alert here. So the red alert will show you that you need to check your configurations that you allow PHP scripts to read and write files. So this one you could contact your administrator, server administrator, or look for ways to give permissions to your directory to read and write to files. So this is it. So you'll be seeing these ones here. So if you see green, all is okay. The application can save and read from files. Okay. So another thing that we did is we added table groups menu collapse option. This one. So you see this menu here. There's some users who wanted to have it open like this and maintain that, like the menu is not collapsed, is open. So if you want to have this, you save the changes there and leave your menu like this, so that, so you know, by default all the menus are just closed. All them, if you refresh your application, all the menus are collapsed. So for some special cases, you may need them to be open for your application. So to do that, we added another new feature here. So you go to app settings, then go to table groups. So these table groups, we have added this menu always collapsed. Yes, so these ones are always collapsed. So if you say yes to be collapsed, so say no. If you say no, right here, say no. Like for this one and this one, say no. So they are not always collapsed. Then just save changes. That's it. So if you refresh your application now, you'll see that the menus will be open. You see, they're open now. So whatever you do, either you go to another page, the menu will always be open like that. It won't be closed. Even if you minimize this menu, you see they're always open right there. So that's about it. So you can collapse them or uncollapse them depending on your application needs. So the other thing that we fixed was the header options, displaying the header fixed. You see this header here. If you wanted to have a fixed header, like right, if you scroll through your application, you see right now our header is fixed. You see, it's not moving, like it's the header here is just fixed. It's not moving with the application. So when you went to the settings here and say the header options fixed, you see right now the header is fixed. So if you remove the fixed header, the page, when you scroll, you see the header is gone. It's gone. Like it doesn't stick there. Then if you say fixed, so the problem was when you're saying header fixed, this color here for the sidebar here was extending all the way to this side, blocking any visibility for these items on the header here. So that was a bug, and the header was not being fixed. Still, it will do this, and the header is not fixed. So right now we have deleted the code and fixed it, so that if you say your header is fixed, it will still be fixed. Even the sidebar, you see the sidebar is also fixed. It's not moving. The sidebar is also not moving. because we have set that. So if you say sidebar fixed, right now it's fixed. So if you say not fixed, the sidebar will not be fixed. You see, it can move, it moves. So as you move, the sidebar moves with the page. But if you say fixed, it won't move. Only this content, the center is the one that moves. So right now we have the header fixed and the sidebar fixed. So if you want to make these changes permanent, you can come to theme switcher. Right, you see my sidebar is fixed and my header is fixed. So if you do that, save your changes right here, then that's it. Oops. So your changes are saved, so the header is fixed and the sidebar is fixed. Okay, so we have seen how to do this, so we can just go and revert the changes back to yes, because for this case we don't need that to be collapsed. So you can save the changes. Okay, that's it. So also the reports menu here, it had a bug. It had a bug whereby it could still display. You see, it could not display for some groups, but right now it does display if you set this from the report builder. Okay, so that if you have not selected anything here, if you have not selected anything right here, no, this report menu will not be displayed. So it will only display if the group has been given access to see the reports menu, right? So previously, if you don't have anything here, so all users will see the reports menu because nothing has been selected here. So all users, but right now it only shows if your group has been selected to view it. So that was a bug we fixed for that reports menu. Another thing we did was updated all libraries for jQuery. So there were some libraries we used for jQuery that were outdated, but right now we have updated to the current version of jQuery, so that all jQuery libraries that we are using here now are updated. So you may not find errors on the console or using outdated jQuery libraries. So that has been updated. And finally, we have added the ChatGPT tool. As you all know, ChatGPT is an open AI tool that enables you to interact with ChatGPT, and now they have released an API for you to actually implement ChatGPT into applications if you have any special use case. But for now, we have created a tool that is just general, right? It's a general tool, it's not any specific case, so you can engage with it. So this tool is actually still in its early stages, and you may find some few bugs in there, but most of the bugs are not actually because of our limitation, but the API's limitation. So right now you could just use it, maybe say hello. You see it loads here, so this one was sent to the API. Then you can have short conversations with it or short answer conversations. But if you try to do large queries like that require a lot of text, you'll see that it doesn't. Like right now, let's say we have asked it a question, so you see it's loading right here. Okay, so then it displays the answer for you there. So whatever you ask it, so this chat is saved. So all the chats that you do have with it are saved right here. So you can find all your chats right here. So we have saved these chats for you to access in future if you want to see the previous chats you had. These are just some of the chats I had with it. If you want a new chat, you can just click there to start a new chat. It's that simple and straightforward. So setting up this also, we follow the same process for creating a custom page. So If you go to the advanced code snippets tool, you find the ChatGPT tool right there. So this tool allows users to integrate ChatGPT into the application. So you can integrate it and you can assign user groups to access this tool. So this tool has 2 steps to set up. So we have the processor script that will be processing. You see, when you make a request, like right now, and hit send, you see it loads. There's a script that's going to process this and send the API request, get the feedback, and display it back right here. Okay, so that is the processor script that we're talking about. So the first thing is to set up that script first. The code is already there, so you just have to follow the instructions. So go to custom pages builder menu right here. Then you'll create a new page, give it a name, page icon, table group selected. This one is not even necessary, you can say none. Groups you can access, you can select multiple groups. This one you can just select admins. Then hide the nav menu, say yes. This is very important because we don't want the script to be displayed on the menu, on any of the menus right here, because it's a backend script that just does some operations. It's not a UI script. So then create page. If you create the page, you click on edit, click on edit right there. After you click on edit, then go to GitHub gist code here. Click on this GitHub gist code, copy everything. Copy all the code right here. It's about 19 lines. Minified the code to be 19 lines long. That's it. And paste it right in your, if you edit, for example, this one. If you edit, you come to the code editor here. Copy all the code here, paste it here. Okay. Then the only thing you need to do is on line 10 here, there's a bearer token. You see bearer token right there? So that's what you need to get from OpenAI. But I've included the instructions there. You can get it from the access token here. You can click here. So you have to create an account, of course, with OpenAI. So that's very important. So once you've done that, the link, if you click that link, for me, I've already logged in. Okay, that's why I've just been brought here. So your keys will be here. This key is the one that you will copy. So you can create a new key or use the key that you have created previously. That is the key that you come and paste there into that code. Okay, and that line 10 for this bearer token variable for the processor script. That's all you need to do for that. Then step 2, save the changes. Also, you can see the pricing. So the OpenAI API is not free. Of course, it's free for the first 3 months. If you start using it for a new user, first 3 months you'll be given free access to it with $18 credit to use. But you can see the pricing right here for the models, the different models that they have. For example, chat. This one we are using this model GPT 3.5 Turbo. So this one costs $0.002 per 1K tokens. So a token basically could be broken down into segments. If you go to ChatGPT, for example, in layman's language, could be like the words or that you're using in your request. So tokens, like this one could be 1 token, 2, or whichever, how it breaks down into tokens, but it can get to know how many tokens you have consumed. So tokens basically means in this request and the response, those will form the total tokens. So for example, if your total token is 1K, 1,000 tokens, like in your request and in the response that you get is 1,000 tokens, then you'll be charged this. Okay, so that's the pricing for that. So but you can interact with it more. They have so many other models, but for us we've just focused on the chat model. Okay, so that's that aside. So the next step is to create now the ChatGPT, this one page for this UI facing one. So you go to the custom pages, create a page name, give it a name, like for example ChatGPT tool, provide icon, whatever icon you have to look for some icon to use. Select the page table group you want to appear, like for mine is none. There's no, it should just on the main menu. So that's it. The code area, you will now log it. Oh, wait. So you provide the group, then create page. That's all you need to do for that. The code area, you'll have to go to this gist below and copy the code and paste it. So this is the GitHub gist code for that. You go here, copy the code, paste it on the custom code editor. If you edit the code right there, so GPT, like this one, edit here. So if you go to the GitHub gist, copy the code and you'll paste it right in here. So it looks something like this, exactly. So that's it. In the code area, you'll see a variable named processing page ID. On line 3 here, you'll provide the ID of the page. So you remember the page you created here, the processor script ID there. So you want its ID now to be put here. So here is the example. So here is my processing page ID. So my processing page ID page is this one here. This one. You see, this is my processor script. So if I click edit, you'll see here we have edit on the URL. We have edit, then the ID of the page. So like right now, this is the ID of this page. So if you click edit for process ChatGPT page script, so you'll just copy its ID there, come and paste it right here. So just showing you how you get the ID, don't get confused. So the ID you paste it there, then you save the changes, and there you go. You can access the ChatGPT script here. So you can ask it anything. Any question that you want. Okay. No. So that's it. You can interact with it, play around with it, and see how it can help you. So between a hen and the egg, which one came first? Let's see. Right there. So it works. So that's it. So that's the ChatGPT tool for your application. So also one minor thing that we did was to the code. There is this button here. If you edit any code, so we made an improvement on this. You see this button right here, this one. So we have replaced the previous button that was there. We have put this new one here. So this new one is really the previous one. If you scroll through the code like this one here, it will disappear and go to the back of the code. So you could not click it to go to the top page. But right now, if you click on this one just works perfectly. So it's uninterrupted regardless of what page you are. Also, I made a UI enhancement to the scroll bar. You see, this scroll bar here is not this custom default scroll bar for your browser, so it looks like this. So those are some minor changes we made. See, the scroll bar is different now. It's not the one you're used to, by default. And that's it. So our documentation is also updated to have the new scripts that we have, the tools we have made, the new tools. So you can always refer to this page here and enjoy. You can send your feedback on the email. If you're a client, on the email that will have the changelog for this release, you can just reply to the email so I can get your feedback. You can also follow the forum topic on Appgini to see the interaction there, and also post your issues, and you can also send me an email also personally. So that's it for this release. Goodbye.